Thank you, Mr. Barsas, for talking about the focus at NASA and Johnson Space Center. I moved there in the summer of 1972. Apollo 16 had come home. Apollo 17 was the last mission to fly that December. I saw the excitement, the focus, and then we hit the 1970s. Just nothing of importance. 3 Skylab missions, Apollo, Soyuz, just nothing, kind of this lack of focus, malaise, flying the space shuttle, building the space station, all the focus again. Constellations wiped out, no focus. Then we're going back to the moon, more focus. And so as you guys said, I think that's right mission for us. My concern is we built a Saturn V rocket for one mission, to take 3 people in a craft that can land on the moon, to the moon, and bring them back. The SLS was made out of a concept of going back to deep space, not a mission per se at the time, to take it there. So my question is, has there been challenges molding that rocket to the ever-changing Mars, Moon, whatever missions? Is it on track? Challenge we can help out with? Because I know it's tough. Apollo was very clear. Moon, 3 men come back. This one, Mars, Moon, deep space. Any concerns there?
Well, you're pointing out a really good problem. And that is, if you change your approach too often, then the whole process can become muddled and it can make it difficult to get where you're going. I think that's something that you guys can help us with, is consistency of direction and help us maintain a consistent approach. And that will give us a much better likelihood of reaching our horizon goal of Mars with the moon to develop that capability.
Thank you. And then I got to focus on the Johnson Space Center because that's by my home. And this question is both you again, Mr. Barsas, and Mr. Cook. What role should JSC have in astronaut training and mission operations for things like Gateway and Lunar Lander? How do these lunar landers, how are they being taken care of at the same stringency as the Apollo missions? Because that expertise, while fading, is still by the Johnson Space Center. And now it looks like that may be going to Marshall. So my question is, are you satisfied? Can we help get this right? Because I think we have the expertise there for the landers, the Gateway.
Well, first of all, one of the things we try to do at the agency is balance out our activity across all of our centers so we can take advantage of the best at each center. And we thought that for the human landing system, Marshall's specialty in propulsion would really help them in the management of that program, since a big part of that whole landing system is the propulsion system. But I want to assure you, the Johnson Space Center folks, especially the folks in flight operations, mission control, the astronauts, will be heavily involved in developing all the crew interfaces that will be required to operate the vehicle. They're going to be critical working with Marshall to get that vehicle done so that it's successful.
Mr. Cook, any comments to that, sir?
I totally agree with what Ken is saying. I think the Center for Human Spaceflight Mission Operations is in Houston. It needs to keep focus on what's coming and prepare for it. I think the capabilities are still there.
Final question to you, Mr. Barsas. After we develop the SLS and Orion, NASA will transition to the contracts for operations to the private sector. Does this reduce costs? And how do you expect to see those reductions in the contracts coming after that? Is it a viable program, is my question.
Well, part of the idea of increasing the amount of programs we do commercially is to get more fixed price contracts and get more competitive incentives to help reduce the costs. I mean, that's one of the things we're trying to do so that we can do more with the resources that we have. But we still have to prove that that's really going to occur, right? There's still some risk that it won't. But we're seeing positive signs with our commercial cargo providers.
And those are my questions. I just want to get the chairwoman involved in a current endeavor we all support. I'm sure you do, Mr. Barsas. Go Navy! Beat Army! I yield back.
Thank you, sir.